There are some amazing looking towns and cities in Flight Simulator 2020, and perhaps these are more accurately recreated than any other sim or video game ever released. However, not all cities are perfect and come with a number of problems. Fortunately, there's going to be a number of ways to deal with that. Let's take a look. Each of us will have towns and cities that we instantly recognise. For me, one of those cities is London. And whilst New York and San Francisco, and indeed many hundreds of other cities, are extremely accurate within the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, London, unfortunately, is not one of those. In the previous videos, I showed a number of problems with London, most notably the absence of major landmarks and famous buildings. Well, it turns out that third-party developer Orbx are coming to the rescue with this. As I've talked about before, Flight Simulator 2020 comes with a built-in in-game marketplace. Currently in beta, the marketplace is inactive, however it will likely be enabled on the day of release. The idea is that third parties will be able to sell all manner of content here. Indeed, third-party content has a long tradition of being essential for the flight sim genre, and Microsoft are making that as easy as possible. Bottom line, third-party content is very welcome by those familiar with flight simulators. Making it as accessible as possible is a huge bonus. Orbx then revealed this week their first batch of content for Flight Simulator 2020, and it includes a rebuild for London. As you can see from the screenshots on screen, it includes many of the famous buildings that are currently missing from the sim. This includes the financial district of Canary Wharf, the iconic Gherkin building and surrounding area. In this screenshot you can also see the BT Tower, not to mention the addition of the Thames Barrier, as well as the London Eye. It also includes Westminster Abbey, as well as an improved version of the Palace of Westminster. And what's more, this is not the full list either. There will be other landmarks and buildings as well, which includes Buckingham Palace. This last one is a particularly welcome addition because the default building for Buckingham Palace is very much a miss rather than a hit. The short of this is that it appears this DLC will fix most of the main issues with London. There's no specific date on when this update will be released, but Orbx do say soon. As to the price, that's going to be just under $8. Elsewhere, Orbx have a list of other updates, which include an improved and high-detailed London City Airport. Also, Innsbruck Airport, Leeds Bradford Airport, the Orcas Island Airport, Hollywood Burbank Airport, and finally Santa Barbara Municipal Airport are all coming as well. The prices for each of these airports ranges between $15 and $20 with a discount for existing Orbx customers. On the subject of marketplace content, many other developers have now signed up for this, with content either coming soon or else very near in the future. We can expect to see many new planes from developers such as PMDG, which also will be making the 777 available. DC Designs, Just Flight, Aerosoft and many others are also on the list for bringing new planes into the sim. In terms of scenery, there are other developers joining the Orbx in that area, and many of these will be bringing airports to Flight Simulator, but others will also be bringing cities and other detailed regions. Overall then, whilst all of the cities in Flight Simulator 2020 look very nice and hundreds of them are going to be highly detailed and accurate right out of the box, the option to improve the less detailed cities is a nice option to have. Now, stepping back for a moment and thinking about the concept of an in-game marketplace from a slightly wider perspective, I have a feeling that this is going to be a bit of a divisive subject. I mean, let's face it, not a lot of games, not a lot of premium video games that is, have vast in-game marketplaces filled with content from third-party companies. That said, it's important to understand that flight sims are not typical games. They are sims after all. They're also often viewed as a platform by many users rather than a singular title. As such, this means that they tend to expand over time. It's clear that Microsoft have huge ambitions for Flight Simulator 2020, and those plans don't stop with the release of their title. In addition to ongoing updates from Microsoft themselves, it's likely that we are going to see a vast amount of content added for this new platform. Now, cost is certainly a concern when it comes to this area, and Microsoft have stated that all of the developers are free to set their own prices. So far, not many companies have announced prices unfortunately, but Orbx are showing that prices might certainly be on the reasonable side rather than the high side. The real test will be at the price of additional planes, which are traditionally very expensive, but I guess let's see how it goes. As always, thanks for watching. and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.